let's talk about Wraith, one of the most popular characters in Apex, up there with Pathfinder and Octane. Wraith's kit gives her a variety of aggressive opportunities thanks to her great escape tools. Perhaps because of that, Wraith is a popular pick amongst streamers and entry fighters.
You're in their sights.
Wraith's passive is a voice from another dimension that warns you about various threats. This serves as a limited source of recon for this offensive character, but it feels unreliable. The majority of the warnings felt like false alarms, Captain Obvious, or worse, non-existent. It's a pretty underwhelming passive, but Wraith has a great kit even without it, so it's kind of keeping her grounded. Wraith's tactical phases her into a twilight zone called Void Space, where she can move 30% faster. This is comparable to Octane's stem speed. Before that though, you have a casting time where you are slowed for about 1 second. You can chain it with sliding and bunny hopping, but it is still a vulnerability that will make you think ahead if you want to use it properly. In the Void, you are unaffected by all sources of damage and crowd control. Arc Stars, Bangalore ult, Fusel, even the Ring is useless against the almighty Void, making it one of the best escape tools in the game. This means that you can take an aggressive position bordering on overextension, or push through area denial for objectives and still phase back out to your victories. This first clip, I overextend and find myself between two enemies, but I use my tactical to easily get back to my backup. In the second clip, the enemy squad is denying my level 3 armor pickup and various ordinances, but I can phase out to safety with my new loot without a scratch. However, if you phase out but are still too far away from your teammates or adequate cover, you are merely delaying the inevitable. So while you do have a get out of jail free card, you can still get chased down and eliminated if you get too cocky. Another thing to note is that you can't interact with doors or jump pads when you are inside your void space, which creates some awkward let me out or let me in situations during escapes. You can't cancel out of the tactical early either. You can still use zip lines though and take jump pads right before you phase, which still gives you mobility inside the safety of your alternate dimension. I think that this makes Wraith's tactical the best in open area situations with cover, and gives opponents a lot of counterplay potential in an enclosed building fight. Because you always stay inside the void space for 4 seconds, how far you can get with your tactical is largely based on your movement skills. If you struggle to move, don't know where exactly you want to go, or just fat-fingered your hotkey, the return on your tactical is greatly diminished. But when the conditions are met, the tactical is a great way to navigate out of dangerous situations, including times when you are freshly revived. Whereas other legends may struggle to get into adequate cover for healing, I can simply use my tactical to retreat across the open area. Having a 30% movement speed increase also means that you can get across gaps that you would previously struggle to do so. The more I played, I felt like Wraith benefit off aggression because as long as you can last that 1 second windup time, you are untouchable. Wraith ultimate creates a two-way portal that anyone can go through. The portal takes the exact same route Wraith took to place the exit, but you travel it 5 times as fast. While inside the portal, you are also inside the void and thus are invincible. On a completely flat surface, just running straight, you can run about 75 meters or 738 Wendy's french fries. But you can increase the distance with movement techniques and skills like your tactical and jump pads. There is no delay in phasing when you use your tactical while setting up your ultimate. However, you cannot take zip lines while activating your ult. This does limit Wraith's ability to escort teammates vertically, which is probably for the better in terms of balance. The ultimate blocks vision, but not bullets, which means that it can act as a pseudo-stun for enemies who take it without the proper information. There is a delay to their adjusting and fighting after taking the portal, which can let you turn the tide of battle. But enemies also know this and are cautious of following you through the portal. I have seen people who use this function super aggressively to the point where they can kidnap an opponent by popping an ult right on top of them. But I haven't been able to find a situation where I feel coordinated with my team enough to do so. With this portal, you can transport you and your teammates out of dangerous situations and open up new angles to attack. And if it ends up that you have an advantage, you can portal right back on in and take the fights. This lets you ping pong the enemy aggro between allies easily, as well as disengaging from bad fights.
Using the high ground.
I am backing all the way.
Yeah, I'll take your tunnel. Oh, for f***'s sake! Nice tunnel. I would have died there.
Taking full back again.
Yep. Nice ass portal though.
Overall, you have to really walk a fine line between being aggressive enough so that your abilities are useful, and not overextending and dying in the middle of nowhere with no options to retrieve you. It's really nice that you can push and portal back to your friends, or get knocked and then teleport back to safety before committing to a heal. Those offensive situations are the times that Wraith really seems to shine. It's okay to be further away from your teammates, it's okay to push in with your ultimate, especially if you have your tactical up, and it's okay for your squad to portal away from a losing battle without fear of missing a crucial engage because you can always portal back in. My favorite thing about Wraith was that you can get a really nice rhythm of fighting, retreating, and healing going, where you take an aggressive position to gather intel and pepper in some damage, then phase out to your teammates who are ready to back you up, healing, and then going back in to back them up in turn. Wraith had a simple to understand kit that was useful in so many of my games, but her tools are dependent on your base movement skills and give her a high skill ceiling that makes me understand perfectly why she is so beloved by a large portion of the player base. And yes, while her passive was a little lackluster, I never felt like I needed anything to be stronger on this legend. This was a newbie's analysis of Wraith after playing 50 games in a row with her. Statistics and notes are in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.